Let's consider how to draw arc in AutoCAD. The arc is defined as the smooth curve formed by joining two or more points. Okay. Now, by default, the arc is drawn counterclockwise, and we are actually required to press the Ctrl key to change the direction of the arc in the clockwise direction. Okay. Now, the arrow or fly out below the arc icon in the ribbon panels consists of the drop-down list specifying the type of arc in AutoCAD. Okay. Now, what this actually meant is that here we have our arc icon here, and here when we click on this arrow or fly out, we have this drop down. We have several options here. We have 3 points. We have a start, center, end. We have start, center, angle, start, center, length, start, end, angle, start, end, direction, start, end, radius, center, start, end. We have center, start, angle, center, start, length, and continue. Okay. Now, let's start from the first one. Now, suppose we have something like this. Let's type 3, press enter. Suppose we have something like this. And we can actually draw arc through these 3 points. Okay, click on these 3 points. Then you can now click here, then you have your arc. Okay, now you can also draw through this these 3 points also. Okay, now let's go to the second one. The second option is start, center, end. Now, what this simply means is we can actually start from here. For instance, when we have something like this, or something like this, okay. Now, when we click here, we assume that we start from here, then center and end. Remember that by default, arc is actually drawn counterclockwise. Okay. Now, on the other way around, you can also have something like this. So we can decide to make here our starting point, start, center, and end. Okay, depends on when you choose to be your starting point. All right. Now, also take note of this. For instance, let's have this here. For instance, I told you that by default the arc is actually drawn clockwise, but you can also make it clockwise by pressing on Ctrl key. Okay, for instance, when we go this way, now I'll press on Ctrl key, then instead of counter, I start center and end. So when we practice it here before, here was our start, center and end, so we have something anti-clockwise. But when we press Ctrl key, here was our start, center and end, so we have it clockwise. Okay, now let's move to the next thing we have here. We have start, center and angle. Now when you click here, start, we choose, maybe we have start, center. Now maybe our angle is 120 for instance. Okay, now for instance have something like this. Let's check our angle. Click here to check our angle. So this is 120. All right, now the next option is start, center and length. Now start, center and length. We click this. Now we have start, center, maybe our length, let's assume our length is 50. Okay, now let's check from here to here. From here to here it's expected to be 50. Look at it, 50. Okay, now let's move to the next one, the next option. We have start, end, angle. So start, end, angle. Assume here is our start, here's our end, then what angle do we want? Let's say angle 60 for instance. Type 60, press. Now look at it. So let's confirm. Click here to check for angle. Look at it, we have about 60. All right, now next option we have start, end, direction. Now suppose we have something like this. Okay, suppose we have something like this. Now click here, start, end, direction. Now we click here, start, end, then we'll have direction this way, which is angle 0. Okay, now we can also do it the other way around. Start, end, then our direction is here, which is 180. Okay, now let's move to the next option, which is start, end, radius. Okay, let's click on it. Let's assume here is our start, here's our end. Okay, let's assume our radius is 70. Okay, now let's check, let's confirm from here. Radius, okay, so we can see that the radius is 70. All right, now let's move to the next option, which is center, start, end. Okay, center, start, end. Then we have here as our center, our start. Let's assume here is our end. Okay, so center, start, end. Okay, now it's more of now look at the next option. The next option is center, start, angle. Center, start, angle. Okay, let's assume here is our center, here is our start, then let's assume what angle. Let's use angle 60. Type 60 and press enter. Okay, so when you check this, confirm the angle. So let's check the angle. So we have angle 60. Okay, now the next option, we have center, start, length. Let's assume here is a center, start, then length. Okay, let's assume our length is maybe 90. Okay, this is actually similar to what we have in number 4, which is start, center, length. Okay, but in this case we have center, start, length, so it's the same thing. All right, so let's confirm. Look at it. So look at the length. We have 90 here. Okay, now the last one, the last option here is continue. Now for instance, if you have something like this, now when you click on continue, so you can continue with the arc. So you continue on and on until you achieve what you actually want to draw. Okay, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, share, and hit the notification bell for updates. And don't forget to leave comments in the comment section. See you in the next class.